Okay, I'm installing these aluminum rear shade pieces, sliders I guess you could say, on my 2007 BMW 7 Series. This is a super common issue that happens on these cars. Basically, the window shade breaks at this point, and so the way that you do this repair is you hold on. So you take this part. I've already done part of it. I've already put the aluminum sliders in, but basically you take this part and you fold it out like how I did. And then you take out those two screws right there and you pull off that plastic piece with the wheel. So you can see those two Phillips screws and you pull that plastic piece out. After you do that, you can slide out the broken aluminum slider. Oh no, the broken plastic slider, and then you can put in the aluminum slider. A side note, I bought a kit that also includes that piece. Let me put this down. I got a kit that also includes these aluminum pieces that go here. And I recommend getting that kit. It's going to be a lot easier doing it this type of way rather than the other way. And so what you do is, there's a little dimple. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a little dimple right there that holds on. It holds this plastic piece on. And what you do is you take a really tiny drill bit and you drill that out. Once you drill this out, then you can pull this piece out with some pliers. Just taking it real slow. Okay, so I was having a really hard time getting this piece out. I drilled the dimple out, as you can see, kind of. If the lighting would get right. So I drilled the dimple out, but I was having a really hard time getting this piece out, and it was breaking. So I ended up drilling a hole into the plastic part, and I stuck my screwdriver in there, and now I can just pull on it like that. I can pull and I can wiggle. You can see it's starting to go. I'm recording this myself, and so I can't record me actually popping it out because I'm trying not to damage the window while I'm doing this, but and there it is. Pulled it out. So one thing with this kit, when you get the kit, then these pieces are already attached to each other, and they have labels on it that says driver side and passenger side. You're gonna want to double check that. Mine was actually wrong, because these aluminum pieces, you have to have them face the right way, otherwise they're not gonna go in. And basically what it is, I have this aluminum piece in here, so I can't show you exactly, but the aluminum piece has a part coming out this way and a part coming out that way, as you can see, to hold it in. And they're different sizes. It's sized differently, and so it's impossible to fit that in if it's backwards. Basically you have to turn it the other way and then slide it in. And just be mindful of that. It's gonna, the part that I got said passenger side and driver side, but it was wrong. And so now that I got that in there, I'm going to put this piece on here first. And it really would have been easier. I didn't realize that when I put this aluminum piece in, but it would have been a lot easier to figure out the proper direction on these parts and then slide it in with this piece already attached. I'm gonna have a really hard time getting this in, just because this is such a small clearance right there. It's gonna be really hard for me to fit that in. I might have to pull these screws out, slide this aluminum piece out, and then install it because it's just so tight. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attach these pieces, and then after they're attached on both sides, then I'm gonna get a friend to help me actually install it onto here. And according to the kit, you do not have to put a screw in there. You don't have to put a screw in there. I guess there's a hole, so I guess you can, but they say all you have to do is just put it in there and just tap it in. So, but yeah, you just put it in there, you tap it in, and it holds tight enough to hold it. You don't need to screw it, apparently. And one thing to note, the way you know the direction on these is this hole right here faces outside, faces towards the airbag light, or the airbag symbol. See that? It does not face towards the center of the vehicle. It faces away from it. And you can see I haven't pulled this one out. If it'll focus. Yeah, see that? The piece is facing away. It's facing towards the airbag. It is not facing that way. And that's how you know the direction that these are supposed to go. So here's what it looks like with the slider in place. You can see it's all in there. A few things you have to know about this. When it's in place like this, you want this part to be this way. If I rotated this, then that would be wrong. If I rotated this part that I'm tapping. Also, the screw part, the flat part has to face this way, because this is a really tight fit here. And I mean, I'll show you what I mean on this. See this flat part, this screw that I put in there, and then you can see it on the other side. The screw. See, this head is thicker, but we have a lot of room here, so it's okay for this to be thicker. On this end, though, this is a really tight fit, so that has to be the thin side in order for that to slide like that. And this is what I mean. See that? See how one of those is thicker than the other? The one up top, on the top of the screen, that's thicker than the one at the bottom. And that's what I mean. The thinner one has to be on this side. Okay, so I got both sides in. You can see that over there. Now I'm ready to put it into both of these bars here. And after I do that, after I get both of these bars in, or once I get both of these aluminum pieces into both bars, then this job is done. Okay, so this repair is completely finished. What I did after the last clip where I showed you that these things were installed properly, I had somebody help me. Basically, they held that other side over there while I pressed this piece into here. And I pressed it in about halfway, and then I moved over to the other side, and then I pressed that part in all the way, and then I came back here and pressed it in all the way over here. And what I did was I grabbed my hand, put it like that, and I pressed on it while wiggling like that. I pressed on it while wiggling in order to make it go in. And then now, as you can see, it's all the way in there. So this job's completely done.